Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Space Age Electronics Podcast. I'm Kasey Nelson. I am the West Central Business Development Manager. I work with direct accounts with Space Age Electronics. And this is a podcast where we've been talking with different people with Space Age, talking about different industry affairs, talking about different products coming up, as well as different codes, being updated. And today I have an extra special guest, someone who I've wanted to talked to on the podcast for a while now. I have Jim Mongeau. So, Jim, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Kasey, thanks for having me. It's about time you invited me. I've been dying to get on this with you.
Now, Jim, you are let me get your title. I call you Jim, but everyone, you're the Director of Business Development.
Correct.
Now, what exactly does a Director of Business Development do with Space Age?
Besides sweeping floors and cleaning bathrooms, I'm focused on tomorrow's business, heavily involved with codes and standards. We're looking at what products we can develop to help improve the industry and improve the business in general for our customers. We're trying to find value propositions for customers. You think about our newest product of Net Team, which is your prefabrication of projects. We're always looking for that next new product, and that's my number one job.
Well, that's definitely something that is needed in the industry. And full disclosure for those watching the podcast, you are my direct boss, and we work together a lot. But it's, I want to ask some questions, partly for me as well as for others who are watching. I mean, like you said, what new things should I and customers expect from Space Age coming up in 2022? What changes are going to happen?
Well, we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on for 2022 and beyond, but the biggest one that the entire company is working on right now is our new business system. It's called Epicore, and this is going to change our business in a number of ways. So what's it going to do for the customers? Let's start there. This system is going to allow our customers to get a lot more critical data. They'll be able to see where their jobs are in our process. They'll be able to help manage inventory and manage the logistics of releasing projects and jobs and where they are in our queue. They'll be able to see real-time inventory through a portal to know what we have in stock and what we have in stock for their products. As you know, we stock a lot of products that are private label for customers, and it's going to give the customers a really big eye opener to look inside of our factories, which we have 3 of in Massachusetts. And in the future, we're looking to go to Texas and other parts of the country to open factories. And it's allowing all of our companies and buildings, physical locations, to interact much smoother in information and data. And as I said, most importantly, share more and more of that with the customers. With everything that's going on with supply chain and things like that, it's even more critical because our purchasing and our schedulers are able to do a much better job working with our clients and looking long term. I'll give you a quick example. Terminal strips. There's a global shortage of them, and we have to schedule buys out to 2023 and beyond. And we're starting to do that now to make sure that we have the products and the supplies. So when partnering with Space Age, you'll know that you have a full team that's looking all over the globe to get the parts and pieces we need to make sure you get the products and get off your job sites for your C of Os at the end of a project.
That's a good point. I actually did not know that Epicore would be that detailed and advanced with inventory. I get calls and emails all the time saying, do you have this? Just because, like you said, the shortages right now in the industry is a little bit challenging with this. They're happy that we have it, and they're happy that we're willing to work with them. That's cool. It's almost like this is the perfect and craziest time to get this system going.
Casey, it's nuts. And I always say I'd rather be lucky than good. And thankfully, I get a lot of luck on my side. But this was the perfect time for us to do this with everything that's going on. It even goes as deep as our entire manufacturing floor every job will be, each morning, you'll see the job moving through the shop, which we can share with the customers. So this is affecting every part of our business, from the business development managers like you, Kasey, looking in and seeing what jobs are open before you walk into a customer. And the customer can even look at that information before you walk in and have a good conversation where you're getting down to the nitty gritty of what problem solving in the process of having the data at your fingertips. So it's going to be really exciting. There's a number of companies in our industry that use Epicore, and they have all recommended it highly to improve our interactions with customers.
Well, it sounds like it's going to save a lot of time and also be a lot more transparent in how things are moving along with the project, which everyone always wants to know. Now, Jim, you, besides doing being the director of business development, you are on some NFPA committees, right?
Yeah. My second major duty is industry affairs and making sure that we're plugged into the industry because we're a code-driven marketplace.
Which committee? Which NFPA committees are you on?
NFPA, I am on NFPA 72, Chapter 24, which is mass notification, and I'm alternate on 18, which is notification. And recently, in the last 2 years, I have joined the NFPA 241, which is pre-construction, safety, alteration, and demolition.
And wow, I'm not on a single committee yet, so I guess I got a lot to work on. Is there anything major coming up, or if there's like two major things coming up in the next bit with any of those committees, what would those be?
Yeah, those two committees, the 241 and the 72 Chapter 24, are the most exciting committees I think going on right now. As you know, with our new Shield 30 system, it is defined in Chapter 24 for mass notification, area rescue assistance, or two-way communication. It also calls out the new ANSI standard 2525, or otherwise known as UL 2525. And our product is currently going through test on that to be a UL listed system, which is required in the 2019 edition of NFPA 72.
Yeah, definitely. We've talked a little bit about that on this podcast. I'm being sarcastic. We've talked a lot about on it because it's a huge deal that we're getting this system listed, as well as this is a large system and a growing industry for a lot of people. Half of the customers I talk to, whether they're a current customer or a potential customer, they are not in the space yet because they didn't know it was required, or it's not something that integrators have been taking care of. And so I think there's definitely a vacuum of revenue, as well as some good service contracts that can be out there for the stuff.
Yeah, Kasey, people who've been in the industry for a long time, which, as you know, a lot of people stay in this industry a long time. This is like back in the early 90s when the incandescent red horn strobe, it wasn't even strobe, incandescent light and horn was just going away, and the strobe started coming into the market. It took years for it to be adopted everywhere and people to understand the new candela requirements, the new audibility requirements. We're in the same process right now, very beginning of area rescue, and it having codes and standards that people have to follow, including test and inspection that people have to start adding to their annual services. So we've got a lot of work to do in training and awareness.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the reasons you hired me, and part of that is me learning it myself. And the barrier to entry is a little high with learning some of this stuff, but nowhere near as high as fire alarm. I mean, these systems are a lot more simple, and I think it's really a good tool in your tool bag offering to a customer. You now aren't, besides NFPA committees, aren't you on any other committees? I swear you're on like 30.
The other area that I've spent a lot of time is NEMA, the National Electrical Manufacturing Association, and I'm on the life safety group. I'm on the transient surge protection group, and I'm on the sheet metal boxes. So when you hear about the NEMA graded boxes, NEMA 1, 2, 4, 5, I'm on that technical committee also. So we do a lot of development work there, and then that ties back to NFPA to input the data and the information that the industry is driving towards. So they work hand in hand, but they're certainly separate committees. But a lot of the guys that are in NEMA in different industries are on NFPA committees also, so that we get a good industry mouthpiece on where the codes are going to go.
Right. Well, definitely something that Space Age is good at. If they're good at a lot of things, but one thing they're specifically good at is bending metal. and making cabinets and boxes. And so
we do about 2.5 million pounds of steel a year, Kasey.
wow. That number doesn't even register to me. I don't even understand how much that would be, but sounds like we haven't slowed down at all, because I know we haven't. I've been busy. You guys have been busy. It's been with everything going on. It's actually been a lot of growth for us, which has been pretty cool.
Yep.
What else are you looking forward to?
Well, the other exciting thing is in January, as you know, we have our annual BDM meeting. We're doing it in Texas this year at the TFAA, Texas Fire Alarm Association. And Space Age is hosting a day event with programs like smoke control, surge, 241 pre-construction safety requirements, Shield 30 area rescue. Those are just some of the programs we'll be putting on live in Houston, Texas on the week of January 26th. We don't have the day down exactly, but we'll be getting that out very shortly.
Okay, cool. That's I'm excited for that. Definitely. And well, like you said, it's a BDM meeting, so all of the different BDMs from the country will be there.
Yep. Okay. Everyone's flying in.
Sweet. Well, I'm trying to think of any other questions I had for you. I know we didn't have too much time today to do this, but one question I've been asking people: the life safety industry moves a lot slower than other industries because of the requirements for listings as well as safety testings. What, in your mind, being a manufacturer as well as being on committees and being someone who is always looking to the future, what does a life safety system look like in the next 5 to 10 years to you? What changes?
You needed to be on the IoT presentation that Mariah Marks put on for NEMA.
IoT, Internet of Things.
Yeah. It's going there. There's a lot of things that are going to be changing. The network capable PoE, smart systems, infrastructure. I think our industry is in for some big, fast changes the next few years because we got to get caught up, and technology is dying, and you can't get these old chips. So, the people who want to stay old aren't going to be able to. They've got to move forward. Right. We've got to get new technology nailed into this industry, and it's happening. If you talk to Roger Reiswig or Mariah Marks or Richard Roberts at Honeywell, all of these guys are, some of the stuff they're talking about, what they're developing is absolutely off the hook. If you go to afa-ne.org, there was a presentation we did with a number of manufacturers that's online that talk about the differences in what's coming in the future from Siemens, Edwards, Honeywell. And it's exciting. It's real exciting.
I'm really happy being with Space Age, where I can work with all the different brands in that and see all the different technologies, because we are brand agnostic, because we work with so many. And so I have seen.
It's funny, people ask that question a lot. Don't mean to interrupt you, but we're the Swiss of the industry, and it didn't happen by mistake. We work really hard to be agnostic to all the manufacturers and partner with everybody so we can find the solutions that we can solve in the industry. So it makes going to work every day a lot of fun, knowing that you have friends in all the big businesses.
Well, I think that's a pretty good ending note for us, is that we're friends to everyone and we want to do business with everyone. Jim, if I asked you to come on the podcast again, will you come on again?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, I look forward to having you come on a little bit later, and hopefully you and everyone in the factory has a good holiday season.
Thank you for inviting me onto the show, and I really appreciate it. And I think this was great, and I look forward to doing it again in the near future with you. Thanks again.
Well, hey guys, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Space Age Electronics Podcast. This is just one of many episodes we've done. Please look on our LinkedIn page for some of the other episodes, but these also all live on YouTube. We have a playlist with all the episodes, and feel free to reach out to any of the BDMs you see on LinkedIn. And also, as always, if you have questions about product or about some future events we're doing, go to onesae.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Space Age Electronics Podcast.